And so it begins.
Okay, this time we're kind of going to be talking about the Wong brothers.
Okay.
More of the lesser ones.
I'm Dave. This is Benjamin. And Benjamin is going to be talking about the Wong brothers.
Yes, 13 brothers in total.
They're in Washaway Troubles, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Mushu is the second most powerful of the Wong brothers.
Mm-hmm.
There's, each Wong brother is numbered by the month they were born in. Mushu's is 13.
Okay.
So you get what month he was born in?
You can if you want.
Yeah, he was born in the first month.
That would be January.
Yeah.
But if it's on the Chinese calendar, it's completely different.
Yeah. In the World War Troubles, a lot of people follow the American calendar mainly.
That's good. At least it makes sense.
Yeah. People do still do the Chinese calendar, but that's more or for people who like to do with a good luck thing.
Well, different countries have different calendars that they use. China has its own calendar. Japan has its own calendar. Israel has its own calendar.
Really?
Yeah, we have our own calendar. But our calendar, all of Western Europe and most of Eastern Europe and even Russia use our calendar.
Yeah.
Although they have different dates in there that they practice certain things on. Different holidays and things like that. But yeah, Israel, China's, and Japan's are the only ones that go back 5,000 years.
Yeah.
So those are the longest recorded.
The Wongs as immortals kind of go back way further. They know a language which that most likely hasn't been spoken in China for who knows how many years. Even the Wongs don't know how old they are.
Why is that?
Because it's hard to keep records like that around.
Oh yeah, back in the day they didn't keep as many records.
Yeah, not to mention the Wongs have lived long before the Qin dynasty.
Okay, I can see that.
Each Wong brother, there's essentially a parody to different kind of gods and such.
Mm-hmm.
That's like Wushu is the leader of the Wong brothers, the eldest brother.
Mm-hmm.
He will be associated with things like Poseidon and Hades. And then there's the youngest of the Wong brothers, Jun. He'll be associated with things like Heracles and Zeus.
Okay.
Oops. I'd say, and Mushu can be associated with things like various things.
Such as?
I'm not sure. But he's like the Dragon Slayer. Yeah, so I guess you could say you can associate with the Chinese these swordsmen and various martial artists like Bruce Lee.
Mm.
And then if you want a specific god you could associate with, I'd say Sun Wukong. Because they're both very powerful martial arts practitioners.
Mm.
Except Mushu's more serious than Wukong ever could be.
Okay.
And it's curious, the Wushu the name and thing is meant to parody Mario and Wario.
That's funny.
I forgot some of the long names, but I'm going to try to remember. And it's hard to keep track of 13 brothers.
Well, you wrote them down, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so then it's not very hard. You just need to print out the document.
I did.
Okay.
I gave it to you, remember?
I don't remember you printing anything out and giving it to me.
You lost it.
No, if it was printed out, it's around here
Well,
somewhere.
then, and the second born, well, I don't know if you're cute. Here's on it. Wushu's the eldest. Wushu was the third born. The second born child, the Lord, Sandri E specific, would be Chunglin, the master of the mountains. After Mushu will be Zhen, the great sage with wisdom equals a heaven, and the master of fire. Zhen is essentially the Loki of the group. Sorry.
Loki of the group thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Chunglin's like Ares.
Very warlike.
Yeah. Very, very big build. Old warlike.
In fact, all he seeks is war.
Well, old Chunglin has his violent tendencies, but he mostly just does what his brothers tell him. That being Wushu mainly.
Uh-huh.
And then there's Fengi. Well, Bowser, I think.
Fengi?
Or Fengi.
Did you just call him Fengi?
That's the guy's name.
Interesting. I don't think I've ever heard that before.
Fengi's like the hunter of the group.
Oh, okay. Kind of like Orion.
Yeah, or Artemis.
Yeah.
Loves to hunt and chase. This is the game. And Bowser is essentially Apollo.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's a masterful singer. Kind of self-absorbed, but not as horrible as Apollo was.
Ah.
And then there is Zhao. Oh, he is the Dionysus of the group.
Party dude.
Mainly the alcohol kind of parties. Yeah. Parties. Doesn't like responsibility that much. But is an impressive fighter during his own right.
Okay.
He's the killer breed and lover of wine.
Killer of what?
Greed. He kills
Oh,
greedy
kills
people.
greed? Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Robin Hood, is he there? But keep in mind, and he has killed a lot of greedy people.
That's interesting.
Mainly because he sees them as party poopers.
Party poopers? Yeah, I'd say they would be. Because if greed is done with true avarice is you want everything for you and you want nobody else to have anything.
Yep.
So that's that. There's plenty of bad people like that, like George Soros and other wealthy people that think they should have everything, and the peasants should have nothing.
Yeah. Zhao has killed a lot of them over the years. Zhao has
some recommendations of people you can go after now.
Yeah. Keep in mind he's still a fictional character.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of what Zhao does is mostly to an point self-serving.
Mm-hmm.
As let's be honest, it's the lover of wine, and would just love to drink his wine. So would his wife. Both of them love drinking.
Okay. That's a sad plight.
They aren't really abusive people. They just drink a lot.
You know what? I think, yeah, I guess so. But
They weren't really bad parents. They
Yeah.
were like two sons.
if you're drunk all the time, you're a bad parent.
He's not exactly that kind of bad parent you're thinking of. He
Okay.
didn't really hit or abuse them. He just
Right, but
let them
neglecting
drink
them.
alcohol. He didn't actually neglect them that often.
You let them drink alcohol, that's even worse.
It's
That's
all
child
married.
abuse.
Well, I guess.
No, I guess in Europe they start their children off with drinking wine at a very young age, like 3 or 4,
Yeah.
is when they let them have wine for the first time. I guess because it gets them all drunk and they pass out. Makes it easier to put them to bed.
Yeah.
I'm just teasing, I don't know. But anyway, I know in several European countries it is done that way, and I personally don't think it should because I don't think alcohol is good for anybody.
It's important to note that Zhao and his wife's relationship has started through alcohol.
Which is still not good. Because you're looking through this cloudy haze of mess in your mind, and how do you know if you're picking the right woman when your senses and your logic are all messed up with alcohol? You want
I guess
someone.
it's just like a sixth sense for them.
Well, you want someone that is going to that you're going to know about. It's not like getting married on a dare or something like that because you're all drunk. It's just
Dad, don't bet on it, Dad.
well, it's true. It's not a good way to go if you're choosing your spouse.
To be fair,
Alcoholism is never good.
Dionysus has his own wife.
Dionysus is a pogue.
Keep in mind, a lot of information on Dionysus when it comes to Percy Jackson. He's not exactly that important of a Greek figure.
Actually, he still is an important Greek figure because he is the guy that is the party dude, and you want him around when you're having a party or when you're bringing the wine in.
Yeah,
You know,
I know.
and I'm sorry, he's just a bad example, and that's the thing that you don't want to do or be a bad example. You want to be a good example. And
Dad, keep in mind.
I know these are completely different people, different philosophies, different thinking.
Yeah, and keep in mind, the traditional language which the Wong spoke.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was like a mixture of
Probably,
ancient
yeah.
Chinese, writing, and Latin.
I just think it would be more of a pre kanji type language.
Yeah, I
that
know.
would be one of the tribal languages that they had, like with the Han people and
They're around long before anything involving
right.
in China.
Right.
Not
So
that.
you'd have to have a pre-language to that, which I think a pre-language, we could probably look up one, that comes before them.
That's kind of what I thought of.
Yeah.
Is
But
long ago.
what I'm saying is we could probably find a language on Wikipedia or something that is the pre-Chinese.
Yeah, because this kind of is before Chinese, and he's the reason I say it's like a mixture of Latin and Chinese dialect. Just because they wanted to be a little original.
Well, but they never would have. The Chinese didn't really meet the Latins, the people who spoke Latin, which were the Romans. They had the trade route that went between Rome and China, the Silk Road.
Keep in mind, Dad.
But there wasn't that sharing of
Dad,
cultures
remember,
or sharing of
it
languages.
was a very ancient time. This is most likely predating both of them.
Well, yeah, there's some languages we can find something
Yeah.
that we can call it that will work. But that's just a
And then there's the
sub-language
fact
that they would speak.
Act that each form has the ability to transform into something. Zhang can change his gender.
Which is gross.
Yeah.
But okay.
Mushu, who can turn to nearly every, well, basically every
I
form
thought he
of
changed
bird.
into an dragon. Or am
No.
I thinking Wushu?
Now, Wushu turns into a tiger.
Okay.
Chunglin and can like turn to something like an ox or a boar. Fengi turns into a wolf.
Okay.
Oof. I
So
think
he's
Balzai
like-
would turn into like a catfish.
Okay.
Jun can turn from a young man of 7'2" to an old guy of 6'11".
That's still pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's the important thing to remember.
That's
is
only a
that-
3-inch difference.
Yeah, that's the important thing to remember. Is Jun is the tallest of the ones, and he's also the youngest.
Mm.
He's also the strongest, just by count. Being the fact he wields a giant Dao.
Now, who is the master of the cosmos? Who's it?
King of the Cosmos,
King of the
Wushu.
Cosmos, Wushu. Okay, but I thought Wushu turned into a dragon.
No, he turned into a tiger, Dad, I told
Well,
you.
which one of them turns into a dragon?
None of them.
I thought one of them turned into a dragon because we were following the Chinese zodiac.
I'm not...
There's a dragon.
you still remember, they predate the Chinese zodiac.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess you're right. I swore one of them turned into a dragon.
Back to the point.
Okay.
And Zhao would like... He basically would turn into like a bulldog or something like that.
Okay.
And the thing, it might be a jackal, but it kind of looks like what Seth's head was.
It was a dog head.
Yeah, it's assumed that Seth...
Wait a minute. No,
That's
Seth didn't have a dog head. What did he have? He had a serpent head.
No, that's Apophis. Apophis was a snake.
Okay.
People think Seth was an armadillo or some kind of extinct animal, which make more sense.
Okay. But they don't have armadillos in Egypt.
Yeah,
They have them in Texas.
yeah, I know. That's the point I was making, because
Right.
people were trying to make logic out of why Seth's head didn't look like a specific breed of animal. Well, because they're going for like an extinct animal. Well, that was most likely native to Egypt. Or introduced. Which would make sense where Seth's head comes from. Because it does have very canine-like features. Which is why people thought he was Anubis' father.
Who's Anubis' father?
Seth's brother.
It's his brother's name.
Osiris.
Oh, Osiris. Osiris is the god of the dead. Well, he's the god of judgment. Anubis is the god of
Yeah.
the dead. Anubis brings the
Seth's
dead
wife.
in.
I wanted a kid and basically went in for someone who could give a kid, being the fact that Seth, being a god of infertility, couldn't have children himself.
Oh no! That's horrible.
Yeah. Well, some myths that Seth is Anubis' father.
Mm.
There's some say it's Osiris. It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. Because they do all kinds of weird things with that. Because, like, Ra.
Let's not get into details, please, Dad.
Okay, sorry.
Thank you. Well, anyway, we're into like 19 minutes, which is longer. Well, shorter than most of our other videos we made
Okay.
recently.
Well, turn it on off.